Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Is this thing on? Yeah, that sounds right. Before I can install new siding on the house that's featured in the PTC at Home video series, I'll need to remove all the existing siding. After that, I'll need to add a new WRB, Tyvek Home Wrap in this case, and some exterior insulation. I'm also going to install Tyvek's new rainscreen product called Drainvent. This episode of the series looks at retrofitting Tyvek Home Wrap with all that stuff in mind. Most of the installation process is the same as for new construction, but the key difference is that you usually have a helper in new construction. And the windows aren't usually installed before the Tyvek. So those are the limitations that I'm working with in this video. Installing Tyvek alone and integrating a WRB into existing windows on a 65-year-old house. I guess another limitation is the fact that I was working in sections that I could strip, cover, and insulate in a single day to minimize energy bills and maximize comfort inside the house where my family live. I've already replaced most of the windows, but the one here hasn't been replaced yet. So there's a triple track storm window screwed to the outside. I'll be installing the Tyvek in such a way that it'll be easy to reintegrate when I replace that window after it shows up at the lumberyard. I guess the other limitations are weather, daylight, and my day job, making stuff for Pro Tradecraft. If it's a sunny day, I'm probably going to be working outside on the house, because I can do video editing at night. Okay, back to the WRB. The point is to seal against air leaks and water leaks at these giant holes in walls that we call windows. Begin at the bottom of the window with an apron tacked in place with a couple of cap nails and sealed to the sill with a flexible peel and stick flashing membrane such as DuPont's Flex Wrap. Tool the tape into the substrate with a squeegee or J-roller to make sure you get a solid bond. The Tyvek apron should extend past the window about 10 inches on either side and at least 12 inches below the windowsill. Now, seal the window frame to the wall sheathing using peel and stick flashing tape, beginning with the bottom piece, then the sides, and finally the top. When you have a buddy, it's easy for one person to handle the Tyvek roll and the other to move behind, smoothing and fastening. When you're working solo or high up in the air, it's easier to cut the piece to the right size and then install it from corner to corner. Here, I'm tacking the bottom corner where I know I want it to end up. Now I move to the opposite bottom corner, again making sure it lands exactly where I want it to land at the bottom of the wall sheathing. Now it's time to fasten those top corners. Don't fasten anywhere except those corners yet. It's important to get a tight, smooth fit before riddling the WRB with staples or nails. Install the Tyvek over the wall, covering the window, and then cut out the window perimeter. The window cutout should be about an inch back from the sides and top and about 6 inches below the sill. Now you can cut horizontal slits wide enough to extend a couple inches past that underlying apron. Bring the apron through the slits so that it's overlapping the Tyvek below it. Keep all the cap staples away from where flashing tapes will go, roughly 4 inches away from the window sides and top, and about 12 inches away from the bottom. And now you can start taping off the edges, beginning at the bottom. Tape the apron to the Tyvek, and then tape the Tyvek edges and top to the window flashing. Again, this Tyvek's going to be covered with 2 layers of styrofoam insulation and Drainvent before I nail siding to the wall. So I'm using a bare minimum of fasteners because every layer I add is going to add more fasteners penetrating every other layer. A few extra holes from staples or nails probably won't ever be a water problem, but if you're aiming for air tightness, all those holes can add up. Next time I'm going to install those 2 layers of styrofoam and then cover it up with Drainvent, the rainscreen product from Tyvek that'll allow clear and quick drainage behind the Boral True exterior siding.
It sound right, boy.